This isn't a story about getting lucky. It's not about one viral video creating an overnight celebrity. This is the story of how a college dropout who got his start editing gaming montages for friends strategically built a multi-platform, multi-million-dollar media empire. He completely transformed his body, dropping over 100 pounds, and his bank account, building a net worth now estimated as high as $5 million. This is the story of Din Mukhtar, known to the world as Agent or Agent00, and how he engineered his own success by any means possible. Long before the massive online fame and million-dollar net worth, there was just Din Mukhtar, a kid from Canada with a love for video games. Born on April 23, 1996, his story kicks off like many others of his generation, with a controller in his hands. His father, an Ethiopian refugee who worked as a taxi driver, taught him the value of a powerful work ethic from day one. That drive found its first real purpose when Din was only 12, but not in playing games, in making them look incredible. He first dipped his toes into content creation by editing Call of Duty montages for his friends who were playing professionally. This was his boot camp. While his friends were nailing trick shots, Din was mastering the art of visual storytelling. He learned about pacing, how to build hype, and how to spot that golden moment that makes a video unforgettable. He launched his own channel in 2013, originally named Call Me Agent00, and put up his first video from Grand Theft Auto. After high school, he did what was expected and enrolled at Brock University in Ontario. On the surface, life was pretty normal. He was a college student with a hobby, but that hobby was quickly becoming an obsession, and the traditional path of a university degree was starting to feel like a detour. The tension between his academic life and his passion for content creation was reaching a boiling point. The hours in lecture halls just didn't feel as productive as the hours spent grinding on a new video. For Agent, the choice was obvious. In a move that would set the course for his entire career, he dropped out of university to go all in on YouTube. This wasn't just a whim, it was a calculated bet on himself. He knew the real-world skills he was picking up. Learning SEO, building a community, and creating a brand were a far better education for his goals than any textbook. He wasn't just chasing subscribers or fame. His mindset was different. He obsessed over the craft, convinced that if he made every single video the best it could possibly be, the growth would take care of itself. He even developed a meticulous creative process. First, he'd lock in a title, then a thumbnail concept, and only then would he hit record, sometimes for hours, just to find that one perfect clip to build the entire video around. He was leaving the safety of a traditional education to jump headfirst into the wild world of digital media. It was a leap of faith into a future he was hell-bent on building himself. Going full-time wasn't a ticket to instant success. It was the beginning of the real grind. For years, Agent stuck to a relentless schedule, uploading at least 2 videos every single week. He carved out his niche in the NBA 2K community, where his mix of smart-mouthed commentary, deep game knowledge, and slick editing made him stand out. But the work was grueling, and the pressure to constantly create and stay ahead of the curve was immense. While he was pouring everything into his channel, his health was silently taking a hit. The sedentary life of a full-time creator had caught up to him, and at his heaviest, Agent weighed over 400 pounds. A doctor's visit served as a terrifying wake-up call. He was warned about life-threatening health issues if he didn't make a serious change. This became his new obsession. He tackled his health with the same discipline he applied to YouTube, starting a dramatic weight loss journey. It wasn't about a fad diet, it was a total lifestyle overhaul. Over a year, he lost around 100 pounds, sharing the entire process with his audience. The struggles, the victories, all of it. This transformation didn't just improve his health, it supercharged his on-camera confidence and created an even deeper connection with his viewers. They saw someone willing to put in the work to better himself, no matter the challenge. He was building more than a channel, he was building resilience. Agent's big breakthrough wasn't a single viral video, but a strategic move that shot his influence into the stratosphere. The creation of AMP, or Any Means Possible. In 2019, Agent, along with fellow creators Duke Dennis, Faunum, and Im Davises, founded the group. They would later be joined by stars like Kai Kanat and Chris NXT Door to round out the 6-person powerhouse. This wasn't just a bunch of friends messing around, it was a content machine. They merged their audiences, collaborated on wild challenges and vlogs, and built a brand that became bigger than any one of them. Within the group, Agent was often seen as the mastermind of ideas, the analytical mind that helped fuel their content. The strategy behind AMP was simple but brilliant: reinvest. Agent has said that in the early days, they took almost no money out of the business. Instead, they poured their profits back into creating bigger, better, and more fire content, like renting out mansions for their video shoots. This dedication to scaling their production allowed them to take over the YouTube landscape, and their group channel now has millions of subscribers. The formation of AMP was Agent's masterstroke, leveling him up from a successful solo act to a key player in one of the most influential collectives in digital media today. With AMP's massive success as a foundation, Agent started building a diversified media empire, proving he was as sharp a businessman as he was a creator. His strategy is built on a few key pillars. First, his multi-platform content strategy. He gets that different platforms have different jobs. His main YouTube channel, Agent00 Gaming, is where he keeps his core NBA 2K content, which has pulled in over 1.7 million subscribers. But he didn't stop there. He launched a self-titled channel for vlogs and non-gaming videos, a podcast channel, and a reaction channel called Playback. He uses Twitch for long, interactive live streams, and platforms like Instagram and TikTok for short-form content and personal updates. This content web ensures he's not just dependent on one algorithm. Second, it's a masterclass in making money. Agent's income streams are incredibly diverse. He's got the standard revenue from YouTube ads and Twitch subscriptions, where he's a top partner. But the real genius is in the other ventures. He pulls in major fees from sponsorships with big brands. He sells his own merchandise directly to his fan base, from apparel to gaming gear. Third, and maybe the most important, is his forward-thinking investment strategy. Agent doesn't just earn creator money, he makes that money work for him. He has diversified into real estate, buying a rental property and his own condo. He's also invested in cryptocurrency and index funds, clearly thinking about wealth that will last long after his YouTube career. This combination of relentless content creation and sharp financial planning has built an empire with an estimated net worth between $1.5 and $5 million. Agent's journey is a masterclass in modern entrepreneurship, perfectly blending a genuine passion with smart business moves. So what part of his empire is most impressive to you? The collaborative force of AMP or his personal investment game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown useful, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell for more deep dives into the business of influence. From a teenager editing videos for his friends to the head of a media empire, Din Mukhtar's story is a prime example of the new wave of creator-led entrepreneurship. He's built a brand that connects with millions by staying authentic while making calculated moves behind the scenes. He's the ultimate proof that a college dropout can build an empire by leveraging community, diversifying income, and having the discipline to transform not just a business, but himself. And he's far from done. Agent is constantly looking to expand his brand with new ventures, from podcasts to merchandise and maybe even a mobile app. He's always searching for the next move, the next opportunity to level up. His journey teaches a vital lesson. Authenticity is your brand, but business savvy is what turns that brand into an empire. Agent00 has mastered both, and his influence is only going to keep growing.